are marching down the field. Delora scrambles. He's waving a receiver in the back of the end zone. It's tipped, and it's intercepted in the end zone by Bishop Gorman. What a play. And let's see what the call is on there. Yeah, that is an interception. Jarek, take us back.
Yeah, you look here on the replay as the defensive backs did their job. As Delora tries to break contain, tries to force it in, and just great defense and a tip pass. You never want to see that if you're the offense. And Bishop Gorman comes down with a great interception and a great end to this drive that could have been a disaster.
Yeah, let's just see if this is the spark that Bishop Gorman needs. I mean, St. Louis took that opening kickoff the second half, and they was very efficient like they was in the first half. But a big stop for Bishop Gorman. Let's just see if this jump starts their momentum.
Coach, that was a 7 minutes and 30 seconds drive right there, initially half of the third quarter. Here we are, Bishop Gorman with the ball, quarterback keeper, and he maybe gains a few on that. Nowhere to run.
Yeah, it looked like there was like an outside zone read in which Bishop Gorman, he was going to give it to the outside, or quarterback can pull it and go to the inside. Disciplined defense from St. Louis. Everybody staying in their lanes.
That's right. I think they are going to focus on containing if there is a bright spot in this Bishop Gorman offense, was the quarterback, Micah Bowens. He has been tearing it up with his feet. He's been trying to carry this team by himself.
And he's got a cannon. Michael Bowens drops back, throws it, but its pass is broken up. Let's check out that replay.
Yeah, just like how they had on their scoring possession in the first half, Bowens to Odunze. Unfortunately, this time it didn't work, but I wouldn't be surprised they go to Odunze a little bit more like they did on their scoring drive in the first half.
So that would bring up 3rd and 8 on St. Louis 22. Deep in their own territory, Bishop Gorman drops back. Bowens looks, and he's got looks like a running back or slot screen. Picks up the first down and more. That's number 3. There's a fumble on the field. And we'll wait to see who picks that up.
Looks like they're covered by Bishop Gorman. Right now, the ball is definitely bouncing their way.
And that is... Your heart is stopping every time they get the ball here in the hands. What a great play, screen pass over to Cam Barfield, and he really makes some moves, and unfortunately gets ran down from behind, and that ball pops out. But good bounce, and drive still alive for Bishop Gorman.
Yeah, that was a great hit by Lavialani Brown, the commit to Central Michigan, causing a turnover, giving the defense a chance. But unfortunately, right now, the ball is bouncing Bishop Gorman's way.
So now, Coach, I know we talked about earlier during the half is as we see them go to this tight set and leaving the DBs one-on-one, isn't that what we want to see here?
Yeah, right now, that's their best offense.
Here we are. That's Bowens with the keeper. Picks up a solid maybe 8 to 9 yards and scats out of bounds. Let's take a look at that one more time.
Yeah, so they went in the too tight set, ran the read option. I think they should stick with this throughout the drive. It has been successful when they have run it. They can run that read option. They can run the hitch routes on the outside. There's just so much they can do out of this formation. You want to see them stick with it.
And what it does, it puts their athletes one-on-one with St. Louis's athletes. So right now, Jarek, you're right. That's probably their best offense going forward.
And, of course, Bishop Gorman got the size advantage on the outside.
All right, and Bowens looks like, again, another read option, but he does hand it off. And he gains a good, maybe, is that a first down?
That is a first down.
And that right there is a first Hawaiian first down.
And there we go. We see as he hands it off straight up the middle, and number 20 there, Jaden Ott, just powering it through. I have a feeling they're trying to set up run. We might see a play action. Maybe something deep, maybe a quick throw here as they're trying to draw this defense in the middle.
Yeah, it's interesting. Now they break from a double tight formation to a trips formation 10 package here. So
yeah,
look like they're going to pound it, mixing it up.
You might just have called it, Jarek. Let's see what they got next. And Bourne drops back. He's got 3 to the far side. He's looking deep, but he has a man open in the flats. That's number 20 again, Jaden Ott. And he runs for a good 7 yards.
That's great. That's great patience there by Bowens. I think what they got into issue is they're just trying to force it a little bit too much. Now that they settle down, take what the defense gives them. The underneaths are there. See if they can get into space. See if they can make some guys miss and get some yards.
But I believe you had called it. It looked like they were about to take a shot. He looked for it, but it wasn't there. But now here we have 2nd and 3 on the 33-yard line of St. Louis. Bishop Gorman knocking on the door. And Bishop Gorman looks to the sideline. Bowens maybe adjusts the line or changes the play. And we got a roll out to the right. He's got a few guys open, and that is a catch. Yeah, that is a catch down at the 18.
Yeah, they went to their 4-star recruit, Odunze. I mean, they're doing an excellent job right now. They're taking what St. Louis is giving them. They're moving the ball, keeping the ball away, more importantly, from the offense of St. Louis.
And now they're driving. So Bishop Gorman answers on their first possession of the second half, and they're driving down the field. Here we are. Single receivers to the outside, double back. Bowens drops back, and there's that deep ball that we looked at it, and he almost connects with his receiver. But that is an incomplete pass.
That is exactly what I was looking for. At some point, they set up in the strong eye. Look like they're going to run a power formation, but you get your best receiver run a nice, beautiful slant and go. Has nothing but space and just cannot bring it in.
That's the matchup they scored on the first half. Little fade route, 6'2.5" Odunze against 5'8" Cox. Just couldn't connect this time.
I bet Odunze is wishing he'd get that back. It hit his hand, so he's gonna make that one back. But here we are. We look like we got a penalty on the field.
Yeah, it looks like we got an encroachment penalty on St. Louis.
And it's Jordan Botello, coming off the edge, wants
penalty.
to get to the quarterback.
Second down.
He's licking his chops. He's playing aggressive. I'll take those penalties any day, Coach.
You got to be careful not to get too excited here in this red zone, the condensed field.
All right, and Bowens keeps it. Looks like a quarterback, or it was a read option. He kept it. That is a touchdown. Michael Bowens, Bishop Gorman puts 6 on the board.
Great execution on that inside zone option. Quarterback has that opportunity. Middle linebacker, one on number 20. The running back for Bishop Gorman, Jaden Ott, and Micah Bowens just pulled it and walked into the end zone. Great drive by Bishop Gorman. That's what you want to see in a national powerhouse, defending champions of Nevada, answering the call, making the adjustments. Good call, Coach Sanchez.
Coach, right here, just in. That was 9 plays, 80 yards. They answered right back. Wait, and the kick is no good. And that might come back to haunt them down the line. But that is a kick that it was no good.
Those special teams, you can't take anything for granted here, especially with these kicks. Now it's an 8-point game.
Yeah, I mean, that's just nightmarish. Speaking from experience, my first year last year, we lost by 1 point to Campbell during the regular season because of a missed field goal. Every point counts in this division.
Especially in a game like this, 2 great teams, momentum swinging back and forth. The team that has the ball last might win, and if it comes down to a 2-point conversion to tie, that's not the situation you generally want to be in.
Yeah, it's never a good feeling leaving points on the field. Ain't that right, Coach?
Yes. And right now it's going to be very interesting. In the first half, St. Louis played free. They had no pressure, everything going their way. Now they have an tip ball interception. Looked like they caused a fumble, picked up by Bishop Gorman.
Defense caught on their heels.
Yeah, so now we got to see what St. Louis does and how they're going to answer Bishop
when
Gorman.
You're playing one of the greatest teams in the nation, you know they're going to keep their composure, right? Can St. Louis keep the penalties down? Can they stay disciplined? Can they stick to their game plan?
All right, here we go, and Bishop Gorman kicks off. St. Louis returns the ball down the sideline. And he brings it just about out to the 25-yard line. And here we are. So, Coach, real quick, if you just chime in, what are you telling your guys right here as they come onto the field?
I mean, we just have to execute. Just like how they did in the first half, take what Bishop Gorman gives you. Delora, don't try to make things happen. We're up by 8 points. Control the ball. No turnovers. Jarek said, minimize the penalties. Play St. Louis football.
That is a very disciplined football, but high pace, high flying. And they come out right here. 4 receivers, 3 receivers to the far side. Trips right it is. And Delora surveys the scene. All right, he drops back. He has a couple guys. Oh, he pumped it, pulled it up. He's running to the left, floats it. Oh, that would have been a nice touch pass, but just over the receiver number 18, Gabe Howie's hands. That would have been
Yeah,
some.
so Matt Sykes looked like he had it. He tripped a little, stumbled, couldn't get his feet under him, you know, standing at 6'2". It's kind of a little harder for him. If it was Nishigaya, he probably would have got on his feet, but, you know, unfortunate for that.
At the same time, you have Delora running out to his weak hand. You know, it's a tough throw to make under pressure. Tough situation. Great defense there by Bishop Gorman.
All right, Delora again. He drops back, and he's got Sykes on the one-on-one route down the sideline, and a beautiful dime that Delora drops in.
What a great pass, but more importantly, the timing. But it just shows that, hey, you know what, Matt? Get your feet under you. I'll come right back to you.
Now, I mean, Josh, you played receiver. Playing a cover 2 with a safety coming over the top, that catch is scary to make.
That is true. There is a very small window right behind that flat cornerback. But here we are. Delora pitches it. It's fumbled. And St. Louis jumps back on the ball. Oh, we had almost a scare right there.
Almost had a scare. I mean, lucky for Bishop Gorman, but at the same time, it was a great call. You know, had that edge, but ball is now maybe bouncing St. Louis's way.
We're seeing some fundamentals here break down for St. Louis. You know, they're kind of playing a little more frantic and less calm, like you had said earlier, when first half, less pressure, I was up 3 scores. Now you have Bishop Gorman coming from behind. How are we going to respond?
All right, so here we are, second and about 12 on the 49-yard line. Delora has a man in the flats. That is who on the one and only Nishigaya. And Bishop Gorman surrounds him in a nice little slam at the end, but Nishigaya gets right back up.
I mean, I really love this player, Nishigaya. I mean, standing 5'6", 155, how many Bishop Gormans took to take him down? 6. I mean, this just shows that, you know, hey, look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yep, 6 Bishop Gorman.
Yeah, that's just pure heart there, and you love to see that. And the team rallies behind that every single time.
Yeah, it's always nice when the little guy out there is making catches. It kind of fires up the whole offense. And here we are. Delora drops back, 3 receivers to his left. He's serving, he's running, he's open, and he's scribing. Oh, he makes a defender miss. And he turns what could have been a negative into about a positive.
A positive. Now the tough call comes on Coach Lee. You know, being on the 41-yard line, 4th down, does he go for it or not? Looks like the punt team's coming on.
Yeah, but, you know, Bishop Gorman's going to get ready for the fake just in case. You never know. But I definitely think St. Louis is going to punt it away, trying to pin them deep and get back to their solid defense.
Yeah, it looks like a good 4th and about 2 yards. And punt, yep, they do punt it. It's a nice high punt. Receiving man waves it off. Let's see if they can tap it out of bounds. Back into it. And it is a
touchback.
Touchback it is.
Unfortunately, he had the right idea, but once you enter the end zone and touch the ball, it's automatically a touchback.
Yeah, I mean, nice punt by Mason Tufunga. He gave his punt team a
3
chance.
players down there. Just didn't locate the ball in time. And penalty on the field. This will be interesting.
There's no penalty on the play. First down.
Interesting call. They waved the flag off. So it looks like Bishop Gorman will take it 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. 1 minute and 29 left to go in the 3rd quarter. And Bishop Gorman right here, Coach, coming out. Any specific adjustments?
I think they had a great opening drive to start the second half. They just got to continue on that. But now that Bishop Gorman made the adjustments, can this St. Louis defense that was so dominant in the first half make another adjustment? Right now, you guys are playing chess. So can this defense adjust to what Bishop Gorman is currently doing?
It does kind of feel like a back-and-forth game right here. And right here, Bishop Gorman has it. Bowens hands the ball off right up the middle. And it's daylight, the running back, number 3 for Bishop Gorman, Cam Barfield. He had daylight in front of him.
Wow, he was shot out of a canyon. That's what you want to see in a running back. North and south, put your foot in the ground and go forward.
Yeah, you see St. Louis playing hesitant. They're scared of that keeper, that QB keeper, that they just ignore the running back. And with this much speed, you can't hesitate against Bishop Gorman.
Coach, real quick, they've been running that keeper, a few plays so far. What are your responsibilities, I guess you could say, as an outside maybe linebacker or D lineman?
No, yeah, everybody just has to stay in their gap. You have to play responsibility football. Do your job.
And then right there, that last play.
Yeah, it looks like they went back to the same exact play, but I think they're going to get called for a hold that's going to come back.
Those hold panel or the penalties in general just crush you. You get a nice positive gain. And if this is on Bishop Gorman, that'll push them farther back into their own territory. Let's see what we got.
Low block, offense, number 82. 15 yards from the penalty, first down.
Yeah, so interesting call. They called a tight end. But what's been their successful plays? Pulling those two offensive linemen. I mean, it's basically the old Washington counter tray. I mean, you have, 6'1", 261 offensive linemen. Also with Jake Taylor, 79. I see him pulling out at 6'3", 251. So that's, you're looking at 500 pounds coming your way. So, I mean, that's very scary.
But being on the offensive side behind it as a slot back, I love running behind those pulling guards. Oh, and Bowens makes 2 or 3 St. Louis defenders miss, but there is a penalty on the multiple flags come flying in at the last minute. And let's see what this call is.
Yeah, I think they got the receiver number 9, Zachariah Brands, only a freshman, trying to do his job, springing his quarterback, but might be a holding.
As we see 2 big penalties here, really pushing Bishop Gorman back. If this thing stands up, you're in a 1st and 30-something.
We as coaches, we call it drive killers. These penalties, you have a great drive going and you get these penalties, drive killers.
Yeah, they just suck the air out of you. If that offensive, you're driving down, you just put together a nice, good 3-4 plays offense, and then boom, you get a big penalty like that, and it looks like we're about 1st and almost 30.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the offense. Holding, number 9 on the offense, that penalty's declined. Holding, offense number 82, that penalty's declined. 2nd down.
Wow, interesting that St. Louis declined this penalty.
They declined both holding calls. They want to make it 2nd and 27 instead of giving them another 1st down.
That's how much faith that Coach Lee has in his defense.
All right, here we are. St. Louis 21, Bishop Gorman 13. 36 seconds remain in the 3rd quarter. And Bowen looks to the sideline. Looks like maybe a play coming in at the last minute. St. Louis defense adjusting. All right, and it looks like a bubble screen, but it's almost intercepted. And number 2, DB Brian Cox was all over that.
Yeah, he read that really good. It's that little slip screen there. I mean, he beat his defender on the block, and pick 6 was written all over that.
That play came in from the sideline late. So the coach must have seen something and wanted to take advantage of it, but it didn't go their way. Here we are, 3rd and 25. Maybe we see a draw or a quick screen underneath.
I'm looking for maybe you just take a shot down with Odunze down in the slot over there.
All right, and here we are, and they go for that little. Oh, and the ball is still going. The running back thought the play was over. It was a bubble. It was a, and that's a touchdown for St. Louis. I'm at a loss of words.
That was a lateral.
That was
pass.
A swing pass, and it was a lateral. And Robert Victor, their officiating crew was on point. That they called that. That's why you want to tell your players, play till the whistle.
That was Jaden Ott. It was a pass to him, and he fumbled. He missed it, but he thought it was, I guess it was an incomplete pass, but that was a lateral. And he got.
Wow, what a turn of events there. What a just heads up play by St. Louis, number 1, just not stopping.
Yeah. I mean, Nick Herbing, picking it up. He's always Johnny on the spot. Every game he's a difference maker.
And you got to play to that whistle. You got to be alert and hear it. The extra point kick is good. So that brings St. Louis 28-13 Bishop Gorman, and a crazy change of events this last few plays, but St. Louis defense comes up strong.
Yeah, just like they did in the first half. I mean, they play fast, they play aggressive, they play St. Louis football.
And that entire Bishop Gorman drive was just a disaster. You got penalties back to back. You got, incomplete passes. You got 2 bad screen plays, and it ends with a really, what's the opposite of a heads-up play on Bishop Gorman?
It looked like
a
to
blunder.
Be a promising drive. It did look like, but yes, a blunder indeed. And let's see if Bishop Gorman can turn this around and put something together right here.
Yeah, I mean, Bishop Gorman unfortunately had all the momentum, but that was a nightmarish of a drive. Penalty after penalty, followed by a miscued lateral fumble, scoop, and score.
Yeah, man, that was a crazy play. Bowens threw it to Jaden Ott, who apparently thought the ball was down as an incomplete pass, but they called it as a lateral. So here we are, Bishop Gorman ready to receive the kickoff. We've also got a IAEA native on Bishop Gorman, number 40. He's on the kickoff return. Keanu Kikava, he's out there, number 40, IAEA local. Let's see if they can do something. Bishop Gorman takes the ensuing kickoff at their own 5-yard line. He's hit at the 20, breaks a tackle up the sideline. Number 5, that is Zion Branch, with a nice, decent return. But there is a flag.
I mean, all night they've been chipping, and that's what competitors do. They battle, they push the envelope as far as getting away with what, and I guess finally one got called.
Yeah, and it's always the old adage, the second guy is always the one that gets called. So even if, someone's instigating, if you get caught retaliating, more likely than not, you're going to be called for it.
Yeah, I had my share of those calls back in the day, Coach. I was that scrappy little dude guy. And it wasn't always a good talk with
Hands
Coach
to the face,
after,
number 27 of the
I
receiving
respect his
team.
heart out there, standing up for his
15 yards from the end of the
guys.
run.
But the penalties
First
on
down.
Bishop
Gorman.
And they went with the hold.
Oh.
Ignored the chippiness after the play there.
Yeah. All right, so we're in the huddle right now. Bishop Gorman on the far side of the field. Coach breaks the huddle. What did he just tell his offense just now?
I say, forget last drive, right? We were effective previously. Let's just put that last drive behind us, and let's just move forward and do what we did, how we opened the second half.
Yeah, you're telling them, play your game, guys. Like you said, do your job. It'll all work out for itself.
Win your assignment. That's it right there. So Bowens has it right there. Gives it to number 3, the running back, Cam Barfield. Makes some nice, healthy moves and picks up almost a good 8-9 yards. But a nice hit at the end of that run.
Yeah, what a great run by Barfield.
Ooh. Yeah, as they went back to that same play with the 2 pulling guards that you're talking about. So it looks like, Coach, it's exactly what they're doing as the third quarter ends here.
Yeah, what a great third quarter. I mean, Bishop Gorman righted the ship. St. Louis answered. I mean, it was a tale of momentum swings.
It doesn't get more back and forth than that for a quarter, let me tell you. You get a beautiful drive. You get unbelievable blunder.
All right, and we'll be right back. This is Aloha Stadium Stars, and we'll see you right after this commercial. And here we are. Welcome back to Aloha Stadium Stars. We are at Hawaiian Financial Credit Federal Union Field. My co-host right here, Coach Sterling Carvalho, excuse me that, and Jarek Lake over here. And fourth quarter, Coach, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, now it's throw the kitchen sink. I mean, we came here from Nevada. Let's see if we can win this game.
Okay, so Bishop Gorman starts the fourth quarter with the ball. 2nd and 1 under 26. Bowens drops back. He's got 1 yard to make the first down, and he does the right thing, picks up the first down, runs out of bounds.
What I like about tonight is we're showcasing two very athletic quarterbacks in Delora and Bowens. I mean, they can kill you with their arm, but also tonight, their feet has been the difference.
And they're also playing very smart, respectively. You know, as rough as it's been for Bowens, he's been doing everything he can. He hasn't made a ton of errors. I don't know if you can blame that last swing pass on him, that lateral, but yeah, he's been doing a great job.
Here we are. So it looks like he didn't pick up the first down, and it's 3rd and 1. Receivers split to the far outside. Oh, and we have a penalty on the
Delay of game.
Delay of game.
Offense number 1.
That is
Five-yard
huge.
penalty.
Because I'm thinking
Third
with
down.
1 yard to go, you line up with your zone read. You let your running back or your quarterback pick up their 1 yard. Now you're looking at 3rd and 6.
And that would drive a coach crazy if that 3rd and 1 and you're right there and you get a penalty and make it 3rd and 6.
I mean, you have Barfield, who's averaging almost 5 yards a carry, 4 yards a carry. Why you don't just line up and just give it to him, let him work?
All right, Bowens drops back. So here we are, third down, and it's a flat outside pass to number 9, Zachariah Branch, but that goes incomplete, bringing up a 4th down.
I mean, Bishop Gorman was very fortunate that this ball was actually overthrown. If it was where it should have been, I mean, you're looking at 6 points for Mr. Brown.
Yeah, it's one of those plays where that DB's eyes just open up wide and he sees it, but right over his head. So again, that brings up 4th and about 6 yards. Bishop Gorman, they drop back, they punt the ball, and a fair catch signal is made. Oh! And number 27 on Bishop Gorman with the hit. Flags come flying in. Obvious, the penalty.
Yeah, Kelvin Glover there as a gunner on the sideline didn't see the fair catch signal as he was looking at the ball. And I've been a gunner myself, and you're trying to locate the ball, you're trying to locate the returner. It's, you've got to communicate as a team to make sure something like that doesn't happen.
I mean, Trent Kekahuna, he signaled a fair catch very early, and I mean, I know that Mr. Glover from Bishop Gorman was being engaged in a block, so maybe he didn't see it early. He does his job as a gunner, whatever it takes to get to the defender.
And that hit, as a defenseless player, it could have been much worse. But luckily, both of the guys were all right. No harm was that, but he had a open hit to the return man. And the referees here discussing where the ball could possibly be placed.
Yeah, and especially right now, how the game is changing. It's always erring on the side of caution, protecting the players.
Team.
Absolutely.
15 yards from the end of the kick.
They've been getting more and more heated as this game gone on. So it's going to be up to the referees to kind of start bringing them down, reeling them in a little bit, and let's finish this. A nice, clean game, a good game, a physical game, but let's keep it clean.
Yeah, definitely. I'm assuming Bishop Gorman is going to play a little more tougher, a little more grittier this last quarter. I mean, it's all out on the line, and it's a long ride home to take that L. So I'm sure that they're going to go ahead and play a little more tough right here. But St. Louis is back on the field. Fourth quarter, 11:36 remaining on the clock.
Yeah, and I mean,
after the play, personal foul. Receiving team number 4. 15 yards, first down.
Coach Sanchez saying that tomorrow is a recreational day. And you want to be enjoying the day at the beach, finishing this game on a high note, So let's just see what Bishop Gorman got left with 11:36.
Yeah, and it looks like they called a personal foul there on St. Louis on Brown for that hit after the fair catch. So I guess offsetting penalties, and here we are back at the 49.
All right, Delora has it on the right hash. 3 receivers to the far side, and he's got that running back, that quick option, read option, and he's stifled up the middle.
Yeah, Kamaka Vivole been running very hard, throughout this game. And actually, it was number 33 of St. Louis. Is that Cruz?
It looks like Jason Cruz.
Yeah, Jason Cruz. I mean, Now this is like the third running back in there.
They've got weapons across the board, and they've got a gunslinger and captain back there with DeLaura. Jason Cruz is still in. Trips left. Down on their own 48-yard line, 2nd and 7. He hikes the ball, that quick read option. DeLaura keeps it. He's got some blocks on the outside, and he slides right up after about maybe a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Yeah, it looked like St. Louis is taking a page out of the Gorman book and just running this zone read.
Yeah, and it also looks like what they're doing is keeping that ball out of the air, keeping it on the ground, get that clock rolling, control the pace. You got to make Bishop Gorman play more aggressive and take more risks, especially on the offensive side.
And that's where Sykes and Wilson will be coming in.
It is that 2-score game. St. Louis 28, Bishop Gorman 13. DeLaura has it, and he gets the first down, and he slides again. Smart as he is, he stays in bounds.
Keeping the clock moving. He did that in the first half. That's just showing the veteran leadership of DeLaura.
Yeah, and he's really putting on a show right now. 22 of 28, 284 yards, just very efficient, 11 rushes, 52 yards. If we have an MVP for this game, it's DeLaura, without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's been playing some smart football, Coach, but here we are.
And I think 1B would be Nishigaya.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't forget about him, right?
Okay, DeLaura has it, and he hands it right up the middle. Open field running. That's number 13. And he's brought down. That is a first Hawaiian first down, but let's see what we got right here.
Yeah, I mean, St. Louis, 4 straight runs.
When's the last time that happened? Can we get a stat on that?
And that was Kamaka Viva Ole with a nice, healthy run. First down. That brings it to 1st and 10 on Bishop Gorman's 24-yard line.
Yeah, you see them even slowing it down, taking a little longer to get the plays in. Really methodical here by Coach Lee.
Yeah, Coach Lee doesn't want to do anything funny, anything crazy. Just hand that ball off. Trust his O-line to make the blocks and push. And we got to run up the middle. And that's stopped for a few yards.
Yeah, and right now, Bishop Gorman loaded everybody up on the line. They had a cover 0. 7 committed, 4 receivers, 4 DBs. Everybody's playing man.
So if you're a defensive coordinator for Bishop Gorman, are you loading up the box and are you challenging to throw that ball one-on-one?
I mean, right now, you basically have to. You're down 2 scores. You got to take a chance.
Yep, go for the strip.
And there's no way they can let this St. Louis score and make it a 3-score game. Here we have a fumble, and that is picked up right as DeLaura maybe it looks like it was a mishandled snap.
Yeah, I think DeLaura was looking upfield to see his reads. He took the eyes off the ball, and then it was a nice snap. It's just DeLaura, I think looking at the coverage.
He was ready to go for the end zone on that one. He knew that Bishop Gorman was selling out, so he definitely had a route in mind that he wanted to throw.
Especially if I'm looking at number 14, Roman Wilson, right? Michigan commit, fastest person in the state in 100 as of last year. Woo, licking his chops.
All right, Roman Wilson on the outside. It's a pitch, though, to the far left. Going back to maybe 33, rumbling, tumbling for St. Louis, and picks up a first down.
Yeah, that's Jason Cruz. I mean, he just needed one person to make a miss, and he did so, picking up the first down. Little nifty run.
And this option has surprisingly been very, very effective here for St. Louis. If it's not the pitch, it's the QB keeper, and they're picking up 6, 7, 8 yards, 12 on that one. Just unbelievable discipline and execution there by St. Louis.
Cowley right here with his offense, just taking what the defense gives him and picking them apart, putting together a healthy drive. All right, here, number 33 again, up the middle, breaks it far to the left, dropped at the maybe 7-yard line.
And what I like about DeLaura, too, I mean, he understands football. I mean, the snaps are under 5 seconds. I mean, they're milking the clock, they're running time, shortening this game, putting a lot of pressure on Bishop Gorman's defense.
And you know they're trying to run the ball, but they're mixing it up between inside runs, outside runs, so they're still trying to get positive yards. They're not settling for, yards of 1 or 0. You know, they're really trying to score.
And here we are with quarterback keeper Delora, nowhere to run. He looked like he had a hole to the left, but Bishop Gorman just swallowed him whole, and maybe a gain of a yard.
You know, whenever you are facing a team like St. Louis, how they're running the ball with a lot of zone reads, a lot of options, being responsible for your assignment.
Yeah, discipline with your eyes, definitely. You can't watch all the motion. You've got to watch your keys.
All right, again, we are Stadium Stars here at Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union Field. It is 6 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. St. Louis is up 28-13. And again, St. Louis knocking on the door of Bishop Gorman, handing it off. Delora it is. And right up the middle, still on his feet. Looks like that is number 33 again. That is Mr. Jason Cruz.
And give him credit, you know, for effort. I mean, he even tried to hurdle, jump, got off his feet, tried to pick up the first down. I mean, he tried everything. Hats off to Mr. Cruz.
And it looks like Coach Cowley is satisfied with that gain, but it's 4th and 2 and not bringing on the field goal unit, but keeping the offense on the field. What do you think about this call here, Coach?
I think Cowley is saying, you know what, we're at home. Put the nail in a coffin. But I think they're going to call a timeout. Coach Cowley is going to maybe have to think about this a little bit.
I mean, what a statement this would be that St. Louis makes if they keep their offense on the field against a top 10 team in the nation. He's really coming out to let them know that, hey, St. Louis is here to stay.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, if you're a Hawaii fan, you're very proud of the St. Louis Crusaders, whether you come from the OIA or the IL8. You love seeing what Hawaii football has. And St. Louis is putting on display against Bishop Gorman. I mean, this is a top-ranked football team across the nation.
And right here, we have this next play coming up. It's going to make it, Coach, 11 plays for St. Louis. And they're elapsing about a 6-minute drive, so a healthy drive.
Yes, usually you see that from like a Kahuku team, in which you line up in the eye and you just 3 yards a pop. But having this kind of drive from a run-and-shoot kind of offense, I mean, you can just see how dangerous this team is and how well job Ron Lee is doing.
Exactly. I mean, you're seeing it's 4 wide receivers on the field. It's spread out. You know, and they're just either pulling their guards, they're running a speed option, or they're handing it up the middle. It's very simple, but they're so effective in what they do because they've been doing it for so long, and it's repetitive, and everyone knows their job, everyone knows their assignments, everyone knows their reads.
Yeah. And as a defensive coordinator, you're on that sideline, maybe pulling your hair out right now, like, I'm trying to stop this, but they take that. You know, so you take one thing away and they just come back with another run to the other side or a pass to the other side. But here we are. 4th and 2. They keep the offense on the field. I got trips to the right. We are on the 6-yard line.
Look like they're trying to jump off sides.
And Delora, he's going to keep it, trot into the end zone. We have a touchdown, but there is a flag.
There is a flag.
That might be a hold. So we go to the replay here. Just great. Oh, yeah, we definitely have a hold there. It's like the left tackle there tackled his guy to the ground. He definitely can't do that.
Offense number 60.
So now that it is a holding, do you take the field goal now, Coach?
Yeah, right now you take the field goal, you push the lead 31-13, and you make Bishop Gorman, who hasn't really shown anything through the air, make him, you know, have to score 3 times now.
This will be huge if Bishop Gorman can somehow block this kick or, you know, get it to a miss. They take over with 5 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the game, down by 2 scores.
Yeah, this is not by no means an automatic field goal in this situation.
4th and 9 on the 14-yard line. Again, if you're just tuning in, Delora just trotted into the end zone, but a penalty, holding, pushed that offense back, and now we're settling for a field goal. Snaps on, kicks up, looks good, right down the middle, and the kick is good. And the cheers and chants erupt from the St. Louis crowd down below as they know that, I guess you could say, that buffer or that window gets a little bit more ease.
Yeah, I mean, to chew up more than half the quarter and still getting positive points, which is 3. It's a great victory for St. Louis.
And that right there brings it to 31-13. St. Louis up on Bishop Gorman. 5 minutes and 2 seconds left to go. Jarek, right here, what are you, I mean, as a player back then and still as a coach too, what are you telling the offense about to come on the field?
We have to make plays, guys. That's all there is to it. You know, they're going to have to sell out. They're going to have to get yardage and get yardage fast. So there's not going to be a lot of dancing around. It's going to be a lot of quick action. Get on the ball. Make sure catches. Don't do anything, you know, that's going to cause a fumble. Don't try to make too big of a play, but let's get the ball, get on the ground, on the ball, snap it. Let's do it again.
Yeah, you're right about that. They got to play smart, fast, maybe get out of bounds. Yeah. But we haven't really seen much of an air attack from this Bishop Gorman this half, right, Coach?
Yeah, now they're going to have to, like how they ended the first half, maybe going to empty formations. Now it's a sense of urgency. The panic button is right there. It's basically almost going to be pressed now. 5 minutes left.
Bishop Gorman does have all 3 timeouts. St. Louis only has 2. And right here, St. Louis goes to kick off. And it's a nice deep kick fielded right about the 6-yard line. Now he's got some room to run, and he's tackled right about the 25-yard line. And you got to be pumped as a defensive guy coming onto the field knowing that you've got a comfortable lead, but you just got to play your ball.
Yeah, and I think right now you're looking at number 12 in Botello and number 19 in Herbing, the pass rush specialists. I mean, they're licking their chops, and they're like, this is our time. This is our time. We know they're going to have to pass. They have to score. Putting our hands in the ground, digging our heels deep, and we're coming after you, Bowens.
Absolutely. As a defense, this is a dream situation. The defensive backs can fly around, play aggressive. The defensive line can just go get the quarterback. It's exciting football for defense right now.
And as you can see right here, they know what's going on as far as, oh, and a nice move, but St. Louis gets them to run out of bounds. Bishop Gorman, there is a flag.
Oh, late flag.
Late flag.
I mean, Herbing was right there. He's like, oh, I'm almost there, but what a great move.
That was Cam Barfield. He's been their guy, go-to guy pretty much the whole night for Bishop Gorman. Let's see what this penalty is.
The one thing about Barfield,
after the play, personal
sophomore.
foul. Defense, number 93. 15 yards from the end of the run. Result of the foul.
Looks like it's going to be
First
on St. Louis. A chunky 15-yard penalty.
That's Jonathan Alu. They called the penalty on his personal foul. I'm not sure what happened there. He's a 5'8", 250-pound senior defensive lineman out there.
All right, and Bowens drops back. He's right about the midfield. That defense comes up the middle on the side, and Bowens throws it out of, maybe throws it to number 3, but it's tipped, and is it caught? We will see in a second. Let's check out that replay.
What an interesting play here. That offensive line just did not do their job on that play, and Bowens gets on the sideline, makes the throw. He was in bounds when he threw it.
Yeah, he was. I mean, but a penalty flag is out there on the field, so is it late hit, illegal touching? There's a number of things that they could have called now.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 93.
Yeah, and
15 yards, automatic.
Bishop Gorman got really lucky. Micah Bowens was still in the field of play. He jumped and threw and got hit simultaneously.
And it looks like they called it again on 93. That's Alu, and he's been taken out of the game. I think coach has had enough of that.
And Bowens drops back. Nobody open. Runs, takes it up the middle, tries to get something positive. What would have been a sack? Picked up maybe 2 yards on that right there.
As good as St. Louis has been offensively, defensively, I think the one area that they can improve are those penalties that we've seen. It does hurt them. Fortunately, they've been, not impacted because of the lead they've been building, but if they ever play in a tight game, those penalties will come back.
And what a spin move right there by the quarterback. But the ball is out, picked up by another Bishop Gorman runner, and what would have been a scare turns out to something positive for Bishop Gorman.
Yeah, that was very